Take off the foo-foo, take off the couches, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss.
Hello. I feel like I haven't been in front of like a mic or a cam in a while. This video is going to be a combo of April and May. I think going forward, I'm going to try and continue just doing like the month per month recap. The majority of the pieces that I did for the past 2 months were all drawn in my sketchbook besides like one. But the reason for that, though, I feel like I had a little bit of regression with like the colors, so I wanted to continue practicing and getting a little bit more comfortable with my sketches and poses before I went back to it. So the video I did was actually a little bit more impromptu. So yeah, this video is going to be broken up from April to May, and I'll try and go consecutively because I do want to show like how some days I do progress and then some days I kind of do backtrack. But with all that aside, let's get into April. Okay, so to start off this month, I think I started on the 3rd, and I was flying to go see one of my friends, so I drew the first 2 at the airport while I was waiting, and then I drew the Viper one on the plane. And I really liked the player card that they came out with the last battle pass, so that's kind of what it was inspired by. I do kind of wish I did the hand differently. And then these are just some extra doodles I did that day. And then the next day we went out to eat, and while I was waiting for food, I saw this pose on Pinterest, so I wanted to rework it. And throughout the time that I was there, I really wanted to go to a comic book store to pick up Marvel Ruins, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I did grab a couple different other ones, and some of them were like Cyberpunk, and then the other one was Watchmen. So I picked out one of the panels because I kind of wanted to learn how they would like pose in the comic book strips and just kind of emulate that same thing. With this one specifically, it was a little bit tricky because of how the perspective is over top. I think I struggled the most with the buildings and just kind of finding that like end point, but this was also the first time I had done it, so it was very interesting to kind of see how I could translate it to the best of my ability. And then I've always really enjoyed Junji Ito's work, so I wanted to try one of the panels. There is, yeah, definitely like a huge difference in how like the faces are drawn, but I wanted to try and draw something a little bit darker and see how it would play off of that. So yeah. The other thing too is I found that I could kind of start to record myself overhead, so I think going forward when I started to record myself, I can actually have the ability to do that too. And then the next one was just kind of like a tester of like my little pose model thing. So this is kind of combined in May because I did actually paint over this in May, but low-key I wish I didn't. I wish I kind of kept the sketch as it was because I feel like the colors, I didn't balance them well enough. But I also did want to see what she would look like with the new acrylic paint pens I got, so I was like, might as well. But at least I have the sketch like here, so it's kind of living on. I don't know, it was interesting to draw her for the first time for sure, and then see how she turned out as well. So this is the unofficial start to May. I did leave out a couple pieces, and I may show them at the end of the year, but this is what I have for now. This is the first time I actually added color to it. I believe it was before the OC. I wanted to draw Gojo from the ending of the first season with some color. What I try and do now is at least do like 20 minutes of like line of action, and I've seen that that has like improved my sketches over time, or just like the quick sketches over time. Okay, so I will be the first to say this. The sketch, the liner came out good, and then when I started adding like skin tones, oh my god, no, it came out a mess. It came out a mess. Holy. I tried to like find a skin tone with these new like acrylic paint pens because I got them because they don't bleed, which I really enjoy, but finding a skin tone just did not work. I ended up drawing a couple different faces, and trying to like see what skin tones would look good, what skin tones would kind of match my OC, and I found that like even the lightest one wouldn't really specifically work, but it's still nice to know like what I can use specific like color tones now. I did end up kind of like, I think, painting over it in white a couple times, the one on the left, just to kind of reset the colors and then like save it a little bit, but it just like, it did not go well, and the sketch came out really cute and I really enjoyed the sketch, but oh my gosh, it was pretty bad. These were some hands that I did. I definitely noticed, especially with the first one, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a daunting task, and then I start to get more comfortable, which I really enjoy when I start to do these more often. And then the next day I drew toga. I've been trying to dabble more into expressions, so I wanted to try something I hadn't done before. So this was a super impromptu piece. I had actually bookmarked a couple TikToks that I had seen creators do, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I want to try it. It seems cool and I can kind of implement my OC's lore in it. But I was like, oh, whatever, it's fine. And then another video came across my For You page and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. I haven't done color in a while, so let me just try it. And I did this in the span of 2 days. It took me, I think, 13 hours total, if I remember my canvases correctly. And although I don't like the style that I drew the middle section in, I still did like the fact that I could convey the thought and emotion behind it. So that was kind of like a win for me. And just the fact that I completed it, it was just like, oh shit, okay. I felt like this was a good like challenge, but it was also like not too challenging to where I was like, I have to put 100% into this. This was more of like a really good test of like, let me put 75% into this, let me see what I get back. So yeah, this was fun though.
Now what's on your nasty old mind? I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind.
So for the days following, I did a couple more line of actions. I really like the one on the right. I don't know, I just, like I said before, I do notice myself getting a lot better the more I do line of action every day for 20 minutes at least. But the other thing too is that whenever I draw the line of action type poses, I never draw feet. So I'm like, do I even know how to draw feet? So, and then this was another line of action. And then this last one was my absolute favorite. I've been dying to draw Jinx, but I feel like I couldn't do her justice, so I wanted to wait a little bit, and then kind of the inspiration was just like, alright, let me just try her. And I really liked how it came out. So I feel like all in all, I had a lot of progress, but I did also notice some things I could work on, either like more expressions, different angles of the face and things of that nature. But I did like the fact that I challenged myself with like the reel, or like the short little animation that I did, if you could call it that. But if you guys have any tips or anything like that, I'd love to hear it, especially for just kind of overcoming like color and different ways to do that. I'd love to hear that in the comments. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.